Hi there, it's Darren Rouse here from ProBlogger. I recently asked my readers what they wanted me to do on ProBlogger to improve the site, and one of the pieces of feedback that a number of readers gave me was to go back and do a little bit more video casting, something that I experimented with a number of times last year. One of the reasons that I only did a couple of them was, I guess, the time that it took to put these together, but I decided to give it another go today. What I want to talk about today, really briefly, is differentiating yourself on your blog. We all know the statistics. There's a blog being created every second, 50 million, 100 million blogs out there. How do you stand out from the crowd? We know statistically that people, when they come to a blog, generally only stay for a few seconds. Most blogs, the average length of stay is somewhere between 30 seconds to a couple of minutes, and that's not a very long time to, I guess, create an impression and to create a loyal reader. So how do you stand out from this vast amount of blogs out there? How do you get your readers to stick around? Well, one of the things that you need to do is to think carefully about how you differentiate yourself from these other millions of blogs. And there's a number of ways that you might want to do that. And I want to just briefly mention a few of those ways that you might want to do that. Now, one of the most obvious ways is to think about the design of your site. What does your blog's design say about you? Does it say that you're a professional blogger, that you know what you're talking about? Does it say that you're someone who just rushes into things and doesn't really think about what you're communicating? Does it say that you're a messy, cluttered person? Does it say that you're a clean and thoughtful person? I don't know what it says about you, but I guess you need to think carefully about the design of your blog and what it communicates in those first few seconds when someone's on your site. Another thing is the voice that you blog in. One of the people that I quite regularly use as an example of someone who uses a voice that distinguishes themselves in their blog is Manolo, the shoe blogger. Manolo speaks in the third person in his blog. He writes an anonymous blog and he writes with real humour. And it is this voice that Manolo uses when he writes his blog that differentiates him from the many thousands of fashion bloggers out there. There are many blogs on shoes, but Manolo stands apart from the crowd simply in the way that he writes, in the way that he communicates. Pictures are another great way of differentiating yourself. Moving pictures like video, like I'm doing today, or also still pictures. I'm always amazed by the amount of people who comment on that little picture on the sidebar of my blog. It's not the best picture of me, but that picture has become associated with my brand, and I'm reluctant to take it off my blog, although I've been thinking recently about getting a new one and putting it up. But that's something I need to think through really carefully because it distinguishes me and my blog in a way. Another blogger that I linked to yesterday, Gala, uses pictures really well on her blog to just, make her blog more distinct from others. Gala has a fairly unique look. She has pink, purple or white hair depending on the day. She dresses in an alternative way and she posts pictures of herself quite regularly on her blog, partly to illustrate the content that she's writing about. She's writing about fashion, and so it's appropriate that she would post pictures of herself and the clothes that she's wearing. But she also does it to, enhance her brand and to put herself out there. And in doing so, she makes herself, her blog, quite distinct in that way. I guess the content itself is another way that you can distinguish your blog from others. The topics that you choose, the titles that you write with, these things, particularly titles and subtitles, really can make you stand out. They make you stand out in Google and in other search engines. They make you stand out on tools like Dig or Technorati. The titles that you use, the topics that you cover will draw people into your blog. There are many things that you can do to distinguish yourself as a blogger from the many millions of other blogs out there, and I'd be keen to hear some of the things that you've tried in the comments on this post.